right, welcome back to episode 53 of the Slide In podcast. We had a great show today with Kelly and Johnnie. Johnnie was on here again. Talked a lot about kind of gear versus flies, some Musky stuff, Johnny's favorite Will Ferrell movie. I don't know, we covered kind of a lot of random stuff. And we're still looking for employees at the Slide In and the North Slide. So send your resumes in. We need some shop staff and then some kind of housekeeping staff. So send those resumes to slidein@slidein.com. And today's show is brought to you by the Kelly Inn, which resides in West Yellowstone, just a few hundred feet from the National Park's entrance. While they're open year-round, the shoulder seasons, April, May, September, October, and even November are the perfect time to visit. It's been such a docile kind of late fall, early winter so far. The fishing's just been unreal in the park. So you can fish since the park's open year-round, you can fish streamers at dawn and then be back in time for a hearty hot breakfast with the family. One of the best parts about the shoulder seasons is being able to explore the park while the crowds are light and the animals are all active. The streamer bite tends to be more consistent during these months as well. The famous Bob Jacklin casting pond sits right next door. There are plenty of ground floor rooms so you can walk straight in with your fly rod after a long day on the water. When you're ready to relax, unwind in the indoor pool and hot tub. Book your trip at www.yellowstonekellyin.com and use promo code SLIDE2025 for 15% off your stay. The Kelly Inn, family-friendly comfort and world-class fishing, all in one spot. Once again, that is promo code SLIDE2025 for 15% off at www.yellowstonekellyin.com. All right, enjoy the show.
You didn't know that HBO, you know what HBO stands for?
No.
Home box office.
Oh.
How about AOL? American Online. See, you're in the same levels.
What?
Who gives a fuck?
That's my point.
All right.
I like to know what things mean.
The way my brain's working lately, it's getting rid of things. Can't remember anything. So I have room for things that are worthwhile.
Then don't remember that shit.
And AOL is not fucking worthwhile.
Nope, most people don't
Yeah.
know exists.
Well, we'll keep this in too. This is episode 53 of the Slide In podcast. I'm Braeden Anderson, that's Kelly Gallup, and this is Johnnie McClure.
We're starting?
Welcome back.
All right.
We're back.
Cool.
Jack.
And we're back. We're here.
Or Johnny.
It's all happening here.
And improv too.
Johnny and Jack's, that's the same, right?
Jack is John.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same name. So I said, we're back. Jack. Johnny.
Welcome back,
Jack.
John, Jack.
Johnny.
John in
Beaver.
the box?
Stop.
Okay. It's a burger joint.
All right, well, also unrelated things. I watched a documentary on beavers yesterday.
Cool.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting. David Attenborough. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought about you.
They're reintroducing beavers in a lot of places to help with their wetlands.
Yes.
Because in our infinite wisdom, we wiped them all out and
East of the
our
Mississippi.
wetlands went
They're
away.
Colorado. They're planting them, right?
All over.
I think I saw a video.
All over the West where we eradicated everything in our genius.
I think it was in the mid '90s. This video, but they were dropping beavers out of planes with parachutes.
Those are cool. Those are special forces beavers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all night drops.
Uncle Larry.
It's all
Yeah.
night drops.
They actually have started fitting him with night vision glasses too.
That's really cool. Yeah.
The Beaver.
8 seconds, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is Johnny's thing. Is he'll bullshit you, and he.
Beaver Brigade. No, but they were wiped out.
I dated them once.
They were wiped out east of Mississippi. It's crazy.
They wiped out the whole freaking West.
No, they were still a few slagging around there in the old swamps somewhere. I think the biggest one was in Texas, the biggest beaver dam.
I wouldn't know.
That actually makes sense.
Does it?
Stuff's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially egos.
Ooh.
Did you say egos or beavers?
Fuck up my piece of plywood.
Well, it can fuck up
Some
an anvil. I
fine-
can fuck up a
That's
piece of
some
plywood.
fine woodwork up
Yeah, I
there.
could see that. Looks like the works of a carpenter.
Yes, it's that great.
Where'd that? I
Who
assume
did the
Kelly.
spelling for you on these, by the way? Did you write that by hand?
That's like 1940s.
Anyway, here today on attention deficit disorder in the fly fishing industry.
Was Kelly
squirrel.
the first one to call you?
Yeah, we
to say
did.
to say that you could fuck up an anvil.
Yes.
Well, he wasn't the first one that thought it, but he was the first one that said it.
Voiced his opinion about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
He's
are
much
you-
better now.
Are you?
He doesn't
Yeah,
destroy
a
half.
lot better.
Doesn't destroy half.
I used to
of it.
run into stuff just
I think he didn't
slogging
grow
around.
till late. And,
Yeah.
and
Took a while.
Didn't know where your body was.
Mass times velocity.
destroyed everything.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Dolomite, a human tornado.
When your wife calls you Mongo, you get it.
Well, she's also 5'3".
She's scared. You're gonna like fall on her or some shit.
Well, I'm
surprised she allows you to round your own baby.
Well, that's also, I haven't been able to hold her yet, but that's on year 2.
Well, she's not one yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you haven't been on since you've been Father John.
I am Father John, Papa John.
Father John.
Whatever you want to call
Dad
it.
strength?
Dad strength? I don't think it's changed much as far as strength, no.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what
That's
that
the thing. Dad strength, old man strength. It's just, they're kind of jokes about
Yeah,
you
a
become
generational
stronger.
thing.
Yeah. So,
I guess.
I guess.
it's-
Like 7 generations ago.
if you're under the age of 65, then you'll know what I'm talking about.
Sorry, I
Gotcha.
missed that one.
Yeah, missed that one too. Good thing we've got you to keep us on
I
track.
keep you.
AOL,
yes.
baby.
Yeah.
HBO.
HBO, LOL. LOL.
Oh, that's an LOL.
LOL,
Are you
baby.
going to do something?
Yeah, can we
Yeah,
start
well,
this
We're
thing?
kind of waiting on you now.
What are
Yeah.
You guys are such jerks.
We hurt you for everything.
Yeah.
All right, this question comes from Bobby Chunk, which I don't know. I hope that's his real name. That's a good name.
That's a great name, man.
We should. At some point I got to go back through and do like a top 5 best YouTube commenter names
Is it his name or is it his
it's
handle?
his YouTube name or his handle is Bobby Chunk.
That's great.
He says game
Rubber.
changers versus articulated streamers chat with 2 question marks after. So I'd like to open the floor.
What's the difference? Oh, multiple articulation?
No, and we've had a couple questions about game changers, and I don't think it's something we really talked about. And so I'm curious. I think I've talked to both you guys at separate times about game changers, and I'd love to hear your opinions on. Are they functional? Are they better than articulated streamers?
They look
Are
really cool. The original ones, and I'll give Blaine a huge pat on the back for coming up with a completely new platform, which is almost impossible to do. But I haven't seen like the proof in the pudding for trout, and I don't tie enough of them anyway. But as far as
They're
commercial,
sexy.
yeah, they are. The feathered ones look really good. It seems to make the most difference in warm water species. That's mostly where you see it is bass, pike.
Do you think
muskie.
that's because of still water, or do you think they're as effective in?
I've tried the micro ones. I haven't caught you can catch a fish on anything. I've had people bring them and fish them. The rainbow ones, the brown trout ones, they sell them at the fishing company. I have not noticed that aha moment where it's like we're missing out. They look cool. I think the bigger profile stuff and the way they swim, and I shouldn't even be talking about this because I don't have a lot of experience with them, but with all the stuff that we get to see and all the people who bring their own stuff and flies and all the fishy dudes we have around here, I haven't noticed like a huge moment where, I would have caught on out west by now, I think.
Yeah.
But, as far as building a platform to make huge profile stuff that swims like a swim bait, it's kind of unmatched. It really is. So, I don't know.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Same exact.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I love them.
I
We're going to
tied,
have them next year.
I tied a fair amount of them. I tied a few before I moved out here. And then that first winter, Matt and I were living in the duplex, and he's such a better tire than I am, and it pissed me off.
He tried a lot.
Yeah,
A lot of them.
he filled boxes.
Yep.
At one point, he had a chain. He would hang them up. The hook. He'd run a hook up front, right, and then run shanks off it. And he'd put the hook through the eyelet of another one, and he had a daisy chain that was like 7 feet tall. He tied a ton of them. And the time he did his 50 flies, I think I did like 4. So I was really bad at setting feathers.
Yeah.
But I fished him a fair bit. His were a lot better than mine. I think he fished them some, and then he just kind of went back to fishing articulated streamers.
Yeah.
Traditional.
There's every river had, like we've talked about that before. Some rivers, you never know. It's just like the sparkle minnow.
Yeah.
Johnny and I both fished sparkle minnow for 2 years, never caught a fish on it. And almost simultaneously, I have a day, he has a day.
It kind of comes
just
on and
like,
off.
what the hell happened?
And it's one of the most popular streamers there is.
Well, when that happened, it was our most pop. That thing was going out of here like
Huge.
guys would fist them.
Yeah.
And we'd go, I'd look at John, I'm like, what the? You caught a fish on this? No, I can't catch a single fish on it.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect little minnow for this river at that. But we were also, I think, fishing them faster than most people were. And
A lot of people dredge them.
yeah, they were dredging.
A lot of people nymph them. But
but
the thing about the Game Changer too is like, I mean, the guys that are really good at it, look at the guys at Schultz Outfitters. That's their platform for a lot of those patterns, and they're really, really, really good tires there, like way better than anybody here.
Yeah.
And they fish smallies for them. The thing that the way
Are they mostly in like rivers, or are they in still water?
who?
Schultz guys
Yeah.
are in rivers.
They do both.
Yeah.
They do both.
To me, it
and they
feels like a
fish
Game Changer would excel, or like I think there's diminishing returns on articulations, like unless you get into still water. Then I could see that you actually
Not necessarily still water. It could be soft water.
Yeah, more
In
stagnant
heavy riffles,
water.
it's not going to be that big
I
of a
don't
deal.
think
You're going to get.
I think that's what I was
In-
kind of getting at. And this river's
In heavy
not
river,
really
you're
the
going to get
best.
more movement from a deceiver tail or long marabou than you will from all those shanks. But the other thing, it was a little, I don't know if Blaine, because Blaine went away from Flyman, he's now doing the Chocolate Factory. The thing that made it,
Did we get that done yet?
I don't know. We've got a lot in the works here with this new shop. There's going to be 32 new fly bins, which is what I see every time I close my eyes.
How many do we currently have in there?
14. It'll be 35 more if we do the math right. Anyway, getting back to it, the reason why I didn't
That's a lot more
the size of the hook on the commercial ties ones is perfect for trout, but the bodies were only that big. So when you get up to the feather ones, generally they were those big Konas, which is like a 2/0 and a 3/0. Like I don't fish like a 1 is a big fish. Everybody does the same thing, myself included. When you start tying big articulated flies, you get your 2/0s and your 1/0s, and then you realize that those gauges are way, way too big for trout. Your hookups are not good. 1 is the biggest one I fish for trout, and the Kona and the 3/0. I mean, if you have a 15-inch fish in there, you're going to probably kill it. I mean, it's a huge hook. So if it was smaller,
By like braining it?
it's just a massive hook. It does. I mean, it's the type of hook that would go like in the mouth and like up through the head.
I don't know if it would go that way, but
I don't know.
I don't buy into that braining thing, but it is a big hook, and it is.
It's too thick. The
yeah,
gauge.
it's
is
the
too
gauges. It's to me. I'm the same way on my streamer hooks. I don't like super. Like one of my favorite flies is the bangtail saltwater. That's what we. That fly's been so good, but it's on the smallest. What's the hook on that thing? That silver one.
I don't know on that one.
It's a pretty light gauge as saltwater hooks go.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
and I pinch
feels
all
big
my
for
barbs
trout,
anyway,
yeah.
so just in case. Because, like, that size, even when it goes through the jaw right here, back through the cheek, it really takes a lot of shit coming out if you don't pinch the barbs. And so I did, and I felt the same way. I mean, I'd like to have them do them in smaller gauges for us.
B10S is like my favorite hook for that, but I mean, it's like a 1 is as big as they go. And after you get past to a 1/0 or 2/0, 3/0, that's when it's a much better warm water hook.
Yeah.
And so Game Changer, it's a really cool, it was like another huge progression because there was only 2 hooks and 3 hooks, but then realized that you could put it on shanks, and that's where kind of it stopped. There hasn't been a lot of innovation as far as other metallic surfaces you can tie feathers onto after that.
What about like, I'm not super well versed in it, but I know your old employee Brammer or
Gunner?
Bramer?
Yeah.
Bramer? I don't know how to
Gunner
say his
does
last
like
name.
the Popovich.
He does the extended body
Gummer
stuff.
Bummer.
Yeah. So I know he's doing all that extended body, hollow tie stuff.
Yeah,
but,
Popovich stuff.
Is he kind of who? I know he did the hollow ties, like the bucktail god, but did he do the extended body stuff first too? Popovich?
The Beast. Yeah. Beast fly. That was Popovich, but he did it differently. He changed he did multiple sections that were removable. And then he learned something from Blaine. Apparently, I watched one of his videos about where you put the tungsten bead on one of those sections basically changes. He's an engineer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of his brain. So it's how that particular section kicks. And again, Bramer spends most of his time fishing for musky and pike and big stuff in still water and trying to have huge profile stuff. It's just something we don't do because we live in the most amazing place.
There's no still water in this river.
No, but even then, it's like we live in a trout mecca.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have other species.
We don't have a lot of. You got to drive a long way if you want to go chase muskie.
E-socks.
Yeah, muskie or pike is just not very close to us.
Right.
So I don't know.
Bramer's in another world.
Yeah.
It'd be really hard to get in that brain.
Yeah.
He's
an innovator for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got both sides of his brain. They're equally.
Yeah.
A lot of his family's that way. Very smart, but also very articulate and artsy, and that's when he got just a double dose of the art side too.
And I love you, Bramer, but you weren't that good when you got here.
He sucked.
Yeah, he wasn't very good at all.
Yeah, but he was like 12.
No, he wasn't. He was like 21, 22.
No,
and
he wasn't. He's right out of
Rose and
college.
I were like at the table trying to get stuff done, and then this guy walks in, and I was like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" He goes, "Hi, I'm the guy." I was like, "Are you Gunner?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, cool. You're the guy." And he started off, but he is just a sponge. He watched everything he did, copied it, and then went and learned hair, work from the best, and, got onto Bob stuff, and he just excelled. He became really good because he honed in on it and became obsessed with it. And there's a lot of hard work involved, but there's also just a different type of brain there that helps accelerate that sort of process.
It's cool.
Yeah, I told him to go practice hair, and he went and burned like all night and burned, I don't know how many Primo strips. And he came back, he sucked the day when he's showing me. Came back and he was better than I was. Overnight.
Yeah.
The quintessential overnight sensation.
Right.
He burned hair all night.
Yeah.
I don't know how many he did. It was just like, that's
Tons.
driven.
Yeah.
That's driven.
It's cool if you go on his YouTube channel, you can watch his progression. I mean, the last time I was on it, when I scroll all the way down to the bottom, his first videos are posted is like with an OG GoPro. It might even been a different head camera, but he's just walking back here to fish behind the shop, and he gets a couple brown trout and
There's one up by the West Fork too during runoff with the death metal and everything.
Yeah, he's got the metal going, and then I think he was the second tire I ever watched on YouTube. I watched Kelly first, and then I wanted to do some more stuff, and I bought a pheasant skin at his recommendation because he does this whole series on
a rump. It's actually
Well, he does like the pheasant rump bugger and the craw and all these different bait fish and super cool stuff. And if I think tying can be daunting, especially when you're trying to go purchase materials, like when you don't really know what you're doing.
Yep.
I really liked what he did for that. It's like you get this one material and you can create a ton of she patterns out of it.
You know that chick I like to watch, she ties
flies. Yeah.
If you look back in time, without the music and the super close-up and slow-mos of all the really cool shit she does,
ASMR
and
stuff.
if he had beautiful hands like she does, but if you look at Bramer, he drew me. I'd watch him. There was another guy, Jack Gartside, did that a lot, where he would talk to you and he'd be doing this shit, and it's like, I'm hypnotized, right? But Bramer does that as he's going through the materials, and it keeps. But he's explaining it. And it just kind of happens in front of you.
Yeah.
It's almost,
he's
I've
really
gone
good.
through his videos so many.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yep.
Really good. But back to the game changer.
Yep.
That was about
I don't know about verses. I would have no problem. I've got some small, I too have not done well with them on our rivers.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I didn't do well with the D&D for a long time either. Until he told me he did. And I gave up on it. I couldn't make it.
The head changed so much in a short period of time. It
wasn't. What it was?
Well, the heads that we were given, from way back in the day, were way too big for the type of rivers that we fished.
The Stone, we had one day where they fished, and I gave up on those too. But
there's certain.
But the new ones were, a lot better for me. But you only get so much. You only get so much trial and error time on a fly before you say
you write it off.
Yeah, and it's off and it goes.
Yep.
And if you're the developer, you're going to spend forever on it. And,
right. Because you want to make your fly fish.
But I don't know. I know a lot of the guys run them on the white, and I don't think they're one's better or worse than either. I think given the opportunity, either one could outshine.
Yeah.
Regardless of or including the deceiver style like the bang tail things and your kill whitey with the bigger tails. I think it's pretty. The only difference maybe was that there'd be more mass in a game changer as far as putting a wavelength out, but
those original ones were heavy.
Yeah.
When they were just doing basically with that fiber.
Yeah, no, that's not really feather changers. All I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
I didn't think the game changers or State and Klein's versions of it. I never got a fish on those.
Yeah.
I could not get them to hunt. Now the game changer is truly. I don't even know if they still make that original style, but I don't see it ever.
They did.
But I mean, that one didn't hunt for me, and I gave up on that one. But the feather changers, I got that little brown one. I don't know, Blaine gave it to me, I think. That one fished for me a little bit, but I don't think one's seriously advantage-wise. Maybe. But when I see the guy Stillwater, but I still don't see it on Stillwater on a fly retrieve. I've seen a lot of retrieves with guys using them on spinning rods.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if you're two-handing it, if you'd get better action out of it than a
probably,
articulated
but
fly.
I'd rather have a hemorrhoid implanted than do that shit. So it's just me. I mean, I just don't dig it.
Yeah.
No, they're. I think I don't know. I've seen some. They swim really well with the fly retrieve, but it's better for
Not in this fast of water though. It's hard to kick. Go.
Said jogging pace, water and slow.
Oh.
Jogging pace.
Jogging.
Well, yeah, you don't really jog or run.
There's a reason for that.
You can barely walk.
I don't run. It's unbecoming.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
I don't run because I don't have to.
Yeah.
I remember tying this bug before I came out here. It was black. I had a black brush and a chartreuse brush, and I basically tied a changer with that, just alternating the colors, going down to smaller and smaller shanks, and I just trimmed the brush down so it was kind of tapered like a traditional game changer. I remember floating with Nathan and him just making fun of me for fishing a game changer, and then I cracked a couple of nice fish on it. It's they work when they have their day, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't fished
every
a ton.
fly has its day.
Every fly has its day.
And I guarantee you, if Blaine came out here and fished with us, he would have just the same thing. So you don't fish it as much. But there's certain water that's better for certain. Like Johnny said,
it might work. It's not as advantageous. I don't think until you get into slower water.
All right, so
up on the mow might be great.
Short of a related
Yeah,
question.
it's real fast. That's what I mean. It's slower water.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Up there, it might be great. But it's going to suck when Blaine sends us some of these and says, try this one, and we go out and crush it, and we got to eat our words.
That's cool. I'm good with that.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, that'd be a good problem to have.
Throw me net briar pitch all day.
All right, so Dot Slug on YouTube says, fellas, full disclosure, I'm an unrepentant tree-hugging liberal socialist. And yet, I really enjoy the podcast, mostly for Kelly's old school Michigan stories, but plenty of other stuff too. I even sit through 45-minute Kelly Gallup video on how to tie a pheasant tail nymph. I'm lucky enough to live in western Wisconsin. I've been fly fishing for 30 plus years. I've stayed at the slide several times and enjoyed BSing with Kelly. Leaving the politics and keep versus release debates aside, it's fishing, not for going world peace. I do happen to enjoy eating trout, and contrary to Kelly's view, I'm convinced he'd love the trout cakes we make from the driftless browns. As I'm currently in my cups, Jameson may be involved, I'll cut to my actual question, which is unrelated to trout. Do you think your streamer techniques translate to musky? Because I live on a driftless trout river, naturally I want to drive 2 hours north to chase musky, sometimes out of a float tube no less. Is that same jerk, directional, broken cadence retrieve you recommended for trout streamers a good approach for muskie as well? I'd include pike, but let's be honest, they're the most forgiving fish in the entire muskie game. Thanks, and keep the stories coming.
Absolutely. They do very well. I mean, I fished muskies in the same water he did for a long time.
Yeah.
3-year window where it's about all I did. When that was before anybody was around and you couldn't get anybody to, that was 30 years ago and 25 years ago, and they respond on, it's where the first real articulated bigger breaks where you stall flies, you jerk it and give that kick stall.
Yeah.
That's where that all came from. I never got a trout to go crazy on it until the muskies did it. And so we did Absolutely. I mean, it's if you swim aside from, I mean, muskies, there's basically 3 retrieves, right? And so you got a speed retrieve, but then you're a lot of that kicking and stalling, and absolutely works like a champ.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no. It's once you get good at it, it's like anything else. Watch a guy with a crankbait or I mean, particular topwater stuff. When you're doing that with a lure, you're kicking and starting and stop. You're not just unless you're running a buzzbait or something across topwater. You're not going to just have a mono movement out of that, and so it's almost imperative you do it. A lot of those flies, so like when Brad started doing his first one, the hang times were pretty just they could do that, but then Bowen when the Bufus, is that the next one, the big head? Was that
Buford.
the big Buford? That one, kind of had its own jerk bait type, going back and forth. And that one you could pull pretty hard, but I got out of it. I was getting out of it as the new guys were all coming into it. Like Brad was like the new guy, right? Brad Bowen and Willem and guys like that weren't really in the game so much in the beginning, and their flies changed everything. They started doing all kinds of, a lot of that, spook tile where you're kicking back and forth. And, but you could do the same thing with the rod. But when you start running a 13-inch shit and you're trying to crack it with a fly rod, it's not the same as a gear.
No wrist and forearm or
It
anything
is
left
really but I ran mostly 7-inch flies.
Yeah.
I mean, I went a lot of deceiver tails, a lot of bastardized Dahlberg stuff with bigger deceiver tails, triple articulated heifer groomer stuff before it was the flanks on all of them, but just to get it to do this, lightening it up so you're cracking on a 9-weight, and it wears your ass out.
Yeah.
But it's the action of the lure. I mean, you're looking for that swimmy back and forth thing, and it's a great strike eliciter. And by the way, what's his name?
Dot slug.
Dot or slug? 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 Trout cakes are not trout. When you put, it's like breaded.
That's mayonnaise and peppers and spice.
As soon as you put all the shit in there, it's no lie. I ate fish, right? I like fish. And I like very few fish and one of my favorite, by the way, is Mr. Esak's. I love pike. But it's so freaking bland. Yeah, Jerry loves bluegill fries. Yeah. But how many other ingredients are on it? I like to grill my salmon, and I basically I wouldn't eat a king salmon with Johnny's mouth. Yeah. I would not eat one. I mean, I'm like sockeye, I like to taste the fishy thing. Yeah. But when you make a cake out of some shit, you could put dog turd in there and you can mask it. There's nothing you can't mask with enough mayonnaise and breadcrumbs and caking and doing all that. It's like eating, I bet he understands this too. It's like I've never heard anybody not say the same thing about cooking woodcock, which is a snipe type bird from, and they taste like shit. But everybody says, well, I got a great recipe. You use cream cheese and bacon. Again, wrap a dog term in cream cheese and bacon. It will taste fine. The only one I ever had that was John Ricks did, and it was a liver pate out of woodcock. That's the only time I could. It was actual woodcock, but by the time you're done with it, you got too many additives. So it's just like walleye. Do you really like walleye? Because if you did and you just fried it, know anybody that fries walleye? No.
Deep fry.
Yeah, you deep fry it, you bread it, you got. In the Midwest, you'll find people that know how to cook it a little better. Yeah, out here, everything's breaded, huh?
Like perch.
Still same thing. Yeah, it's pretty bland, but eat brown trout, I just don't. But if I was gonna eat, I would try the crab cake, obviously. Yeah. But that's the thing. Cake. Same with pike. They're very non-fishy. They're not. They smell like shit when you're. They're just the most awful, gooey, slimy thing, and then you clean them, and they're virtually odorless, right? Yeah. But they're kind of almost tasteless too, which makes it great for Jerry when he wants to bread it and chunk it and put it in the deep fryer.
That's what I was going to mention.
And I don't eat deep fryer.
In that episode, I think it was episode 2 of The Hunt for the 30. It might have been the first, but when you got that big pike, or it's not really a big pike, it's not for a
Good
pike.
pike.
Big when he bit me.
It's good pike, yes.
Good pike for you.
Good
yeah,
pike for
and so, you're fighting it. We figure out it's a pike. You're going to land it. Well, I can't cut Jerry's mic off,
Right.
remotely. I would have to be up there, and I'm trying to, help you net the fish or whatever and film. And Jerry's up at the front of the boat going, "We should eat that. We should kill that." Like this streamer's down its throat. You're reaching in there. He's like, "Oh, that tastes so good. Come on, let's kill that thing." And I'm like, "Jerry, this is gonna be really hard to edit with you fucking talking in the back of this."
I wish we would have.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should have. We were a little distracted by the whole.
I actually like the pike, the way Jerry does it better than I do the bluegill. And you grow up in the Midwest and tell people you're not really a big fan of bluegill fries, you get your ass kicked. It can happen in a hurry too.
Didn't
Especially if Jerry's in the room.
Here with a cooler of frozen bluegill.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the
brought him on the plane.
for the bighorn, right?
150.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Jerry's a bluegill assassin. I mean, it's frightening.
He brought him on the plane.
Oh yeah. Two giant cubes.
He froze all of the
Fillets.
Yeah, fillets. He froze all the fillets and used them as ice packs to keep water and other stuff cold in his cooler.
Anything to declare? No.
Yes, sir.
Nope. Yeah, just my bluegill ice packs. The
only time speaking of eating fish, two guys from Wisconsin were here staying in sight. One had the big RV, and Wisconsin guys, right? So they bring their fish boils.
Yeah.
And I explained to them they can't do that here. We don't. There used to be a big thing when I bought this
remember when I had
place.
to clean all the garbage cans when people would keep oh god.
They would do fish fries and it was a thing back in the day. People would actually come and harvest and they'd freeze them and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
It was totally illegal to do that, and it's not really conducive to my lifestyle to get people out whacking fish to have fish fries, but if it's legal, it's legal. That's fine with me. But the guys are doing the fish fry thing, and I'm like, "You guys aren't freezing those, are you?" I said, "Because and I'm not going to police somebody, but I said I don't want them freezing fish, and because you only get your day limit at +1, right? You can't have 100 fish in a freezer somewhere." And
that's hilarious. The 10 in possession. How many do you have in your possession? None. Actually, 0. Okay, I believe you. Are they going to go back and check your?
Well, if they saw boats going up, I mean, it was pretty common, evidently, in the old days. The guys would come in and they'd can them and do this stuff, and
Sure.
Not really conducive to what I was trying to portray here. But at any rate, the guys are from Wisconsin. They go, "Hey, we got some fish we want you to try." He said, he goes, "They're white." He says, "We're doing whitefish." I says, "You guys should know better than that," because I thought everybody wants to smoke the whitefish here, right? They're too freaking dry. They're not Great Lakes whitefish. They're not oily. They're dry and shit. And everybody that smokes them, and they're like, "Oh,
Did you try any of the ones that Kahan made over at the party? It was absolutely the grossest. They smoked them in an oven. It was so bad.
Oh, I remember
At my
being
house.
down there
Great.
when they were doing it.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm demoing that house.
God, it was
nasty.
Anyway, these guys have these whitefish, and I go, "Dude, you didn't smoke those things," because that's big in back,
They tried to do trout jerky, right?
They did all
They
kinds
did.
of stuff. Yeah.
No, they're talking about Kahana and those kids.
They did
like smoked chub and all that stuff.
It's very
good.
oily and all that. So these guys say, "No, we didn't smoke them. We fried them." Well, like Jerry or anybody that's really into this, if you're from the Midwest, you probably know how to do this. And they did deep fried whiteys. And they were incredible.
I'm sure.
They were nothing like the smoke. Everybody smokes the whitefish here, or they pickle them, and I don't eat pickled anything. So, but that's just gross. But the smoke, and they're just dry. If you go along, you want to have an experience on smoked fish, go along the southern shore of Lake Superior and just stop at all those. It's also chubs and all kinds of
Fish Town.
Yeah, they're not as good as that stuff on the south. But it's all smoked, right? Everything is smoked. And it is incredible. By the time you get to Wisconsin, you've ate a jar of Tums. You buy a box of crackers and you're driving, and you always stop every one of those smoked. I don't know if they still have them like they used to.
I'm sure.
But
either way, trout cakes, we'll try them.
trout cakes.
Send 'em out.
Send us the
Trout
recipe.
cakes.
Yeah.
Johnny, do you ever fish muskie?
I never have had a chance. I'm a firm believer in knowing your song well before you start singing. I have no. I don't think I've ever had a shot at a muskie or been in an area where there was a muskie. But would love to one day.
Pike?
2.5 years lost my way. I didn't fish trout hardly ever.
Yeah.
I have caught some big
It was
pike
awful.
in some rivers before.
While targeting trout.
Yes.
Gotcha. Bycatch.
Yes.
One of my biggest pike in Michigan was on the PM, fishing trout.
Yeah.
I killed one day once too. I caught it. I snagged it and killed it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 47 inches long.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was right in the trout run. I saw him sitting there. Just went over with a jig fly. Yeah.
That's big.
Zipped him right in the nose. Got him, landed him, ate him. Jerry cooked him.
Jerry cooks them.
That's when he used to be the corporate chef for Teledyne International headquarters there. And anything like we'd knock a steelhead would die or whatever, and we'd take it to Jerry, and because I stayed at his house.
Yeah, I bet he was so stoked too.
Oh God, you want to talk about great? They had a wine cellar there, and all the ladies would come in and they would test the wine. They'd bring their friends in, and they'd refuse the first 2 or 3 bottles. I don't give a shit what it was, and they'd refuse it, and Jerry'd cork it. I'd take it on the river with me the next day.
You drink
Or we
wine?
drink, huh?
I never thought you drank wine.
Yeah, hardly ever.
Huh. I drank more wine in
Not-
Argentina than I think I did my entire life in 1 week, which isn't much at all. But I discovered I liked wine.
When a certain person was here, living here, she said that my wine bill weekly was
the
$400.
name of whatever. Moving on.
She who will not
Moving
be
on,
named.
Johnny's
Moving
got
on.
to go scratch his tongue.
Oh, wait, I had a question in there somewhere. Pike, muskie.
Might be from that video we watched a minute ago.
No, I don't think it was that one. All right, let's do. This question comes from Jordan Benware, who's an avid listener to our show, and he said, messaged me on Instagram, said, great episode of most recent The Fly Show. I recall Kelly saying that gear guys and gals have an advantage over fly anglers, and after watching Bill catch those big browns, I am a believer. That being said, I don't understand the advantages. It appears flies look more animated in the water than lures. If Kelly could provide some insight into why gear anglers have an advantage over fly anglers, that would be cool.
Okay.
Also,
Jump.
what can fly anglers do to mimic gear anglers for more success? Thanks for the great show
Let
and
me hit
podcast. And before you start
Let me hit that before you hit your thing. Go.
It's the vibration of life. You cannot beat the vibration of a crankbait.
Harmonic.
of a
Yeah, the hook.
hard-bodied.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just throwing a better wavelength out.
Yeah.
And or including spinners.
Mm-hmm.
There's just ours look better, I think. Like
Yep.
if you put them in a tube tank, whatever they call
Yeah.
that shit,
Yeah, you get the-
and you watch like you take a bangtail, that saltwater bangtail. That's what I got that brown in that one, right?
Yep.
In there, it moves more, but it doesn't have the mass to throw that wavelength out to give you that. What they can get on a lure or spinners in particular. I've asked hundreds of people, what's a spinner look like? A minnow. It's a fucking joke. What are you kidding me? Like a fucking minnow in a blender. It would be. It's not like nothing goes around a circle like that. But what a wavelength it throws, right?
Yeah.
But what was the second part? About what can we do to ours?
Yeah, what can we do to mimic it? But real quick before you get into this, I wanted to just mention that he's mentioning an episode of The Fly Show. We've alluded to it for a while, and we've got Bill's crankbait back there.
Yeah,
but Bill did land a 30-plus inch fish. We didn't tape it, mainly because Kelly left his rod with the fly hanging in the water.
Kiss my ass. I might have got another one.
And
I was just working hard.
I had to stop filming and run to the back of the boat, save the rod. I thought it was a fish, so I hook set, but it wasn't. It was the
The
ground.
one with the bill cracked off.
Yeah, I don't know where I went to.
That's it, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's just. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Because
The hook's
the
bent off,
bill's
the
gone
bill's
and the
broke.
hooks are all bent out. Which
Some of that happened in the net too.
yeah, a lot of people made that point. Did you see that one guy had a really angry comment to you
Well, about what?
about that it's your fault that fish got screwed up, because if you were worth your salt as a net guy, you would have picked the net up and grabbed the fish and stopped it from thrashing.
The fish was locked into that rubber net by that.
Immediately.
Spun up so bad,
Yes.
and
It's part
it was
of it.
not. I was trying to hand the net. I was trying to get it over to get to Bill. You can't hold the net like that in that boat. And this, you have to have two
Because
people.
we were high out of the water, and that's
kiss
kind of
my
a shit happens kind of thing.
Yeah, shit happens.
It's
As someone who
fishing.
nets fish as for a living, it's almost impossible. You hope that they don't get into it and make one turn. Like you try and hold it by the back, but if it's between my hand and them, I'm not going to let it go into my hand. And
Two
do the
treble
same
hooks
thing.
in a net. Front one's in it, stuck, and he's twist spinning like a gator roll.
Yeah.
You know what I'm doing?
It's a pretty powerful
Watching.
Yes. Well, and the video is like that. It's such Monday morning quarterback. It's such a Monday morning quarterback comment from that guy. Like,
You notice how fast we got the fish in and out of back in the water?
and we're in a lifted boat. Like we're trying to be good to the fish, and so literally it's like netted and then thrashing. There's no time to.
That's what they do.
It's just
Well, and if you had one hook, it'd be one thing. But the back hook is, one's in there's a hook in the fish and a hook in the net.
Right.
And
And that's why
he's
you got
rolling.
all-
If you notice the net, like it was rubber, so it starts twisting up, and then it untwists, right? And
Yeah, then everybody was trying to play gotcha with Bill being like, when he's, if you listen for a second and put your ego aside, Bill is trying to give really sound advice, being that when you get a big fish, check your gear, look at your hooks, look at your tippet, like replace all this stuff. He's trying to give really good advice, and people are saying, well, the fish didn't do that. It was the net that screwed up your gear.
look,
Yes, it's important to look at it.
yeah.
The point still applies, right? Like check your stuff.
If it doesn't
check your
that the
hook
fish
points.
bit the hook and broke the thing, and it hits the net, and that's the end of the battle.
Right.
Shit goes south, right? But
Cost of war.
I didn't. Most of those I glance over because I just think people just got to express themselves somehow.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they.
And we do appreciate all of our commenters. I mean, it's
Most of them,
entertaining.
I just like when it's just being dumb. Like I've fished with so many people in the world, and when that fish comes in, they don't give a shit how it gets in that net.
Yeah.
And they don't give a shit. They just want that fish in the net, you know. And there's a lot of I would do this right up until you got a 30-inch on your line, and you go, I just want to see that fish in the net.
But getting back to the point, what can you do to try to?
To better mimic the.
You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, until you go.
Well, we already have.
Yeah,
The
it's fishing streamers. Yeah.
articulation.
to make it look that way, but you can't throw it
Yeah.
at a wavelength.
No, you never could.
No.
We're used to thinking rattles.
I've never seen them change anything.
Yeah, me either.
And
I used to tie a lot
or
of them.
including, I know certain smallie guys and walleye guys.
Seems like a lot of musky guys fish them.
I don't.
Again, I have no
Not on-
idea.
Yeah,
So
a lot of them have them in them. Never seen it be a detriment. We used to put them in the flies. The first ever.
D&D's did.
Yeah, D&D's have them.
But
But long before he was alive, we put him in that. Remember on the Stone, we did the first keel. What was that belly? It wasn't belly bumper. The keel bucktail. Remember?
Oh,
and
yeah.
we put rattles in all
I
those.
forgot about that.
And we were doing it. And that first day of that fly we crushed on that. Every single one within one fish or 20 casts, the fucking rattle was broke. Yeah. And they still ate it, right? But when the first one ate it, we were right below cars, right when we started out. And that fish charged and ate that fly. And by the time I got it in, the rattle was, but in your brain, you've made very few casts. And this fish, he didn't just come after it. He was racing a long ways. He felt it and came like 6 feet. Mm-hmm. And by the time I got it in, the rattle was gone, broke, right? Didn't change the effect of the fly.
Right.
When I put him in there for a year or two, putting him in stuff, the only thing I would say about the rattle, I don't know. I know guys who put bead chains in that move up and down so they can like twitch it and click it, and I'm not one way or the other. If it makes you feel good, great. I mean, I did it, like I said, for a year. The one thing about the mass, I think, where the dungeon style fly came, and or including the TNA was previous to the dungeon, but that stacked wool head, it gave it a little bit more mass to push the wave when it would swim, and the dungeon style heads definitely pushed that wavelength. And so the wavelength comes off. I think the push of the head does a lot. But when you think about it, on a jointed Rapala, I don't think there's one up there, but if you have another joint here, even before the whole rattle theory, those things were clicking. If you go under, because I talked about when I started diving when I was really young, before the trout thing, I would go out in the Great Lakes and carry a spinning rod with a gold and black jointed Rapala, 7. And I would just swim looking for fish, and I'd cast it out, and I'd sink underwater, and I'd start reeling and watching. I could hear that thing.
Yeah.
I could hear that lure tick, 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 and just the rattle of they're touching themselves, right?
Yeah.
The two pieces are. And so I'm sure it has something that draws it in, but there's plenty of, spoons and blade things that don't rattle that fish like a champ.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no getting around it. But I think the only thing you can do, it's pretty simple if you think, and it may be like I thought that was going to happen with the original Game Changer, you'd have that extra mass.
Right.
But I didn't see that happen. But but we get the wiggle out of the marabou or the deceiver style tails. You get some wiggle, but you just, how are you going to, mass is mass.
Right.
You can't really do it. And anything, I mean, I'm waiting for something new, like with the D&D, for example.
Well, they did do something new a long time ago, like those disco cones. If you want to do them, they do throw that wobble into it. But like, at what point do you just go, well?
Is that more of a swing thing, or are guys throwing that on?
I saw them do it on streamers too.
Yeah.
But,
Strip bugs.
yeah.
There's the Stanley streamer, which we've brought up before, that had the bill in it. That's back in the 60s that Stan Levency did.
At that point, I just want to throw a crank. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there is a line. Like, at that point, if we're on that line, I'd rather just pick up a spin rod and throw a crank
Flat.
because it's fun.
Yeah.
But like, the challenge is to get them on the fly. And if you're talking about mass, really, the trend is to shed water. It's why with the original Kill Whitey, I tried a lot of different laser dubs on it. And while you have all these different color options that you don't have with natural materials, I never got the action that I did with wool, and a lot of wool, because there was more mass up front and more resistance, which created a bigger kick.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I don't see when you have something that's super light. And I'll give, Blaine did his T-bone, which is basically creating dams with tubing to create, a bigger silhouette for those musky flies. That's really a great idea too. But again, it sheds water and it creates a bigger wavelength, but there's nothing you can do for like a rattle trap or a Rapala. I mean, it's just, you can't beat it. Also, side note, you got one choice rest of your life. Black and gold or black and silver, what are you going with?
Gold.
Me too. Black and gold for the win. I would.
On the right skyline, I can catch on gold. I get more versatility out of a gold than I do silver. But on
black and gold.
If I got to pick my skyline, then it might be the silver. But
I'd go black and gold.
What made you think of that?
Oh, it's that
we both fished a lot of rats.
Fished that my whole life until I fly fished. That was, if I had a job to do, I wanted to catch fish, it was usually black and gold. And I had rainbow and every single trout. My tackle box had everything. But when it came time for
time.
Yeah, that was it. Sometimes that Rebel Craw too. That thing was deadly back in the day too. But black and gold.
I grew up surf casting on Lake Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, since I can remember. It's the only time I ever really fished with my dad, and we would go to Deepwater Point in Acme, and we'd throw little Cleos. And you'd throw a little Cleo out, and the lake wasn't as clear as it is now, but it was still pretty clear, right? Mm-hmm. And it used to have a dock station out there, and there's 8 pilings still out there at that time. And I've thrown a Cleo, and not a big, 2.5 incher, and 3 maybe, throw it out and hit, and maybe get 20 retreat, And back then I'm using a 308, which is the most 300. Mitchell 300 is the most famous probably spinning reel in history at one point. For sure it was, but I got one. I have one all rigged up, the same rod, same everything. It's my dad's rod, and I took that out here, and it's so freaking slow. I don't know how we fished them. I mean, I'm cranking that thing, I'm throwing a spinner out in the river here, trying to keep it coming back at me. I'm like, Jesus, I can't keep up with it. Shit, some of my spinning reels now are 40 inches of revolution. I mean, it's like, phew, I'm in, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, throw these things out there and start cranking. And 3 pilings down, fish is going away from me. I saw it turn around, feel that little Cleo doing this. And I watched it. Well, I mean, it wasn't some giant, like 6-pound fish, but it was just like ran wide open, right?
Yeah.
But they could feel that. I mean, I looked up when I first started talking, when Dave Johnson told me about this whole wavelength thing and some other things that were happening. I started researching it, and it said a 2.5-inch minnow could be detected, bait minnow could be detected 200 yards upstream and 100 yards downstream of itself on a flea motion, fleeing motion. So that tells you with our flies, which are pretty big, but if a 3-inch minnow can send that wavelength out, we're sending wavelength and plenty of it, but we're never going to do. I mean, you think at some of the mass of the body baits, it's going to be hard to do. You can make them look everybody's tried to make a fly look like a freaking wrap.
Right.
Everybody on Earth's done that. I mean, we just came out with the feather stuff, that whole imprinted feather thing with MFC.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it to look, everybody wants it, have tried it.
Yeah.
Well, on the other end, like we're talking about hard baits. There's also this entirely different sector of soft plastics that are also extremely effective too, that we can kind of mimic those a little bit easier. But I mean, it's really hard to be just I
can tell you right now, if I had to pick one, you said wrap, but if I had one thing, I'd have a 4.5-inch paddle tail swim bait.
Yeah.
And I'd have a Strike King KVD, I would fish it anywhere in the world and guarantee you, I don't give a shit what fish it is, we'll eat that thing.
Yeah. That probably throws way more of a wave than any materials we use on flies too, right? Because it's solid. Even though it's moving, it's got
it's moving, it's pretty solid. Well, it depends. You get one that big, it's it's a front end size of a cigar. I mean, not that big, but big as a fat ink pen like that. But I mean, but then you got that solid paddle tail behind it that is just getting shoved back and forth.
My guess is that it's not a porous material, right? So water's not passing through it.
No, hell no, they're solid.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean, is that it's kicking.
And a paddle tail is different than just a fluke or any other style of soft plastic, a worm. It's got something that's stopping it and it's kicking its tail.
Do you still have one right over there somewhere? You that one over there forever. Yeah, that.
So you've got
so I imagine because the feathers.
And you know why this is here, right? I'm trying to figure out how I could make something look just like that.
Yeah, is that where the feather came from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the feather. It came from this because this is an imprint. This is something over it, and there's probably nothing better than that color right there, that pearl color anyway. Yeah. And then I started looking at trying to do what I was marking my own feathers, and then I asked Jake, and he said they could do it. So. And he did. But that thing going back and forth when you're pulling it, I mean, that's a lot of...
Well, the other thing, too, a lot of people don't know, is basically when the fish skulls first came out, that was like the first kind of almost like terminal type of materials that came out in a while. And Kelly would have basically all his in-fishermen, all of his magazines laid out on the table, and tried to figure out how he could imprint that into a streamer too. So you've always taken, cranks and stuff like that.
Will you explain what the fish skull is for people that might not know?
One right here.
It's just a big head, like the Roman Mauser.
Flying fishermen, whatever the hell they call themselves. They stole all of his shit.
Yeah.
He was the first guy to do a tungsten skull. There's his fish skull here.
That was the sculpin helmet.
Yeah, the helmets.
And then they stole that one.
Yep, and then this was the skull.
So that was the original.
That's all I have left.
That was the original one. So he'd have all these magazines laid out with all the different wraps and hard baits and stick baits and everything, and he'd try to copy it with marabou. That was why it was called the Barely Legal. It was because it was basically trying to cross in that respect.
Gotcha.
The conehead was never really a thing until later.
Also Roman Mausers.
Well, and the beaver.
Also, giving credit, the first guy to throw beads.
Yeah.
And he didn't put them on his fly. And he got really no credit for any of them. Then Flying Fishermen stole this shit here, and then suddenly there's theirs. And then they did the invisible skulls. So that was pretty cool, too. But,
Fish mask, yeah. So either way, it's always been about trying to emulate the terminal world. I mean, they've got so many more materials at their disposal, and not as many rules.
The rule is to find something better.
Yeah,
Always.
they're always trying to innovate. We have all these things where we can't do this and we can't do that. But like I'm a hypocrite for saying it. Like after a certain point, I just want to throw a crank. I don't need to do it on the fly anymore. I mean, like you see that with the twister tails and stuff like that. You're getting into soft plastics, and plastics are part of our fly tying world now. I mean, you look at all the textile places from Italy that are coming out with polar chenille and all that stuff. It's all plastic. So where do you draw the line? Yeah. Everybody's a hypocrite at some point, unless you're throwing completely natural materials. So how far do you want to go down that rabbit hole? End of story. You can't emulate.
Do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
Well,
that's really what it comes down to. That's the answer for most of it.
If you go back into I don't remember, maybe the 70s, Jim Teeney put a little French blade on the back of one of his flies.
Yeah. Get run out of town.
Holy shit! I mean, it hurt his reputation for a long time, and then Stan Levensey. I can't find the damn thing. Move a little bit. I don't know if I put it right here. I have the Stanley streamer, which a metal bill. I've showed it before. It was in there. I thought it's hanging up all the musky flies, but it was a metal bill, and it looked like like a lot of the coastal or a lot of the trolling flies, because that's what it was for originally, was for the Great Lakes when the salmon first came back. But it had a metal bill down. It was made for flies. Unbelievable what it did to that. I mean, I fished those for summer runs. God dang, they would just hum for that thing. But you want to get run out of town in our industry? Put a freaking metal bill on a fly, because now you are as they call me, the glorified bait thrower.
Yes.
Or crankbait chaser.
You've been a glorified jigger too.
Yeah, I like that too.
You're just a glorified jigger.
Thank you for whoever told me that. I appreciate it.
Make sure to enunciate that one.
Actually, it was this big guy. Actually.
Was it?
It was the original.
The guy that didn't like my.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those out there.
I know none of us are physicists or
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
hydrodynamicists. Do you think wavelengths travel less distance in a river like ours that's very turbulent and shallow? I mean, I imagine I feel like I've seen documentaries about waves
they got
doing
that
their
vertical
sonar,
line.
right? Yeah, they got the vertical line. No, but you send out the wavelength and it travels out until it hits things, right? Where it either rebounds and then it eventually subsides over time or over
the current's got to have something to do with it too.
That's
for
why
sure.
I'm wondering current it runs into
the study
top of
that I'm talking about that I read
was
about a river, but it doesn't say Madison or Missouri or Yellowstone.
I imagine wavelengths travel.
They travel so much faster through the water than they do air, so
yeah.
I'm sure they carry a long ways. But then you think about it, you got 1,000 fish in this river, right? Yeah. Maybe 100 at a time are running from something. So you got to discern it. Just because you send a wavelength doesn't mean it's discerned as a distress wavelength. And is it 5 fish just got pushed off by an otter? Is it the otter pushing it?
Right.
Who knows what's pushing it? And could they actually database that?
The osprey diving in the water.
Yeah, there's a bajillion things, but the point is we're using it at our advantage as best we can.
Yeah.
And it dissipates at 50 feet in this river because it's humming.
Yeah.
Or does it go 50? Who knows? But we do know the fly hits, and we're just planning on that fly being within 6-8 feet of the fish, somewhere in that zone, and that when your nose getting there.
That's what I guess the theory is, that you have to be more accurate with your fly in a river like this than you would in a slower, maybe deeper river where those wavelengths might travel further.
Yeah.
And who knows if that's real in practice, but it just makes me think of that fish in the canyon in Chile with you, the one that came off the rock wall, or in the canyon. Like that water was almost dead in there.
Yeah.
And there's still some move to it, but it's very lakey, very deep. It has, solid rock walls on the side that you'd think would reverberate really well instead of kind of breaking it up like a rock bottom.
He found it.
Yeah, he found it when I might add. He found it very quickly.
It's like that steelhead I was talking about on the Great Lakes there, where when I say it was 3 pilings away, that's 60 feet.
Right.
maybe not, maybe 45. I don't know if they were 10, 20 feet, I think. But that lure hit and didn't make 3 foot of movement. That fish, and he's going the opposite direction. He's going, down. He's going along the shoreline, and he spun around. He didn't casually turn around. He spun around and just, here I come.
How fast do you think scent travels in water?
Can only go as fast as the current.
Really?
Yeah.
But
how would it dissipate other than that?
But what about I guess in the ocean when they, they say sharks can smell things miles away.
Yeah, but it had to be carried to them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking specifically about when my dad.
There's a lot of that being kind of debunked also about the whole wavelength thing.
How so?
That the wavelengths, like krill and shit like that, it's not the scent so much, it's the vibration that they're sending so far out.
Right.
And that the scent has to be carried. It's a physical object. It has to be carried to it. Right? So it's not a wavelength.
Yeah.
It's a scent.
Right.
And so it has to be carried to.
Yeah, but it depends on the species. Bloodhound versus a human, you can smell that pile of rotten chicken right there, but they can smell it from.
But that's airborne. Mm-hmm. And so in the water, it has to get from one point to another.
But it's same in the air, wouldn't it?
Right. What do you mean? It's being carried? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's in the water,
it
has to carry it. The wind blows from here to there pretty quick. The current doesn't necessarily go from here to there.
Well, that's
in a river. It would be.
The other, I've thought about this.
We're gonna get some good write-ins from actual smart people.
Yeah, please. If you know this stuff, let us know because I'm very curious. Another thing I wondered, I imagine the wavelength travels better downstream than it does upstream. I'm sure it goes upstream.
Yeah, it was 200 yards one way and 100 yards the other.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's
one of the ones that
it's like the ambulance, like the siren, when you.
So you haven't fished saltwater much, but you might have seen this. But if you were to clean a fish on a dock, if you ever seen flipper out there when you're fishing and you get a fish on, you'll see, these things are out there. Flipper's out there doing his little thing, 3 of them swimming, and you hook a ladyfish or something stupid, and those 3 fish will be out 300 yards from you, right? Dolphin are so fast. I mean, they are coming so fast. You'll see them, you see the fins up there, and it's all, kumbaya, let's go swim with them, right? And you'll hook a little fish, and before you can, it seems virtually impossible, all 3 of them are on your fish instantly. Yep. They're worse than sharks, if you ask me. They come in so fast. Now, if you were to gut a fish and throw it in the water right there, you think that thing would come from in 4 seconds? I don't think it's getting carried, but they feel that fish.
Right.
In particular, certain fish, I snagged a ladyfish one time, which is already a psycho little bastard anyway, right? And I swear that those things made it from, I think we were by Pine Key. I was with Brucey Chart and Jimmy Teeny, and I swear they came a half a mile. It seemed like in 10 seconds. They were gone because I was looking at them because they're out there and they just kept going. And then all of a sudden you see them once just like this, and goodbye ladyfish. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah,
but they felt that fish is the point. They felt that vibration, and they were hundreds of yards away.
Right.
Right. That scent couldn't travel. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know how it could travel without current pushing it.
That feels very rational.
It'd be like putting a bubble, here it is, a little plastic bead.
Yeah.
Well, it gets carried to there. Mm-hmm. Doesn't.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense. I mean, I was thinking about when I was down in Cuba with my dad, and we were out on the boat, and he had to piss, and he was really hot, so he decided to jump in the water.
And the dolphin bit his dick.
The guide's yeah, exactly. Yeah, really good aim too. But the guide's he speaks very little English, and he's trying to communicate no, get out of the water. The moment he jumped into the water, we're looking around to see if there's any sharks or anything. He jumps in. All of a sudden, it's like they appear out of nowhere. I mean, all of a sudden, you see 3 dark shapes that are coming, and they're not coming fast, but it's like, dun. Mm-hmm. They're coming. I go, Dad, get out of the water. And I like these 2 guys. I am a bullshitter at heart. I like to screw around. I'm like, Dad, get out of the water. He's like, fuck you. I'm like, out now. I'm really trying to convey in my tone that I am being serious. He still didn't believe me. He gets out of the boat with that shark
the predators are meant to pick on distress signals. I don't think we can actually know the whole scent thing, unless you talk to somebody who understands molecules in water, how things are dispersed in it.
Call Matt.
Yeah, I don't think he's
He probably does.
He'd probably have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, a better idea than me.
Actually, John, that's a great question. Yeah, I can see that.
He'd come back the next day with an answer.
Probably.
Yeah.
What
5
else you got?
studies. It's pushy, doesn't he?
Who, Johnny?
Me?
Yeah.
I just don't like it beating a dead horse.
Johnny, what year was this guiding?
What are you talking about?
Years you've been guiding.
Oh, I believe
Seems like 1,
5, 6.
for what you know.
I think this is technically my 20th season, but that was the first year. I started in like July, so not a full season. 19th full season, 20th year of having a guide
Your
license.
20th year.
How'd it go?
How'd it go?
Yeah.
Pretty good. It fished really well here. We had a 2 or 3 week window in August that it sucked, but it sucked everywhere. And got better. It was just really sectional after that, but we had better dry fly fishing. Had great streamer fishing again. Better. It keeps getting better. We keep seeing bigger and bigger fish here every fall. So that's been really, really good. But we had a great crew this year, and numbers were way up. We had a lot of really good customers, and it seemed like a great year all the way around.
What was your favorite fish you netted this year?
I don't remember.
What's the biggest fish you netted this year?
Boy, I don't know. We didn't hit 2 foot, I don't think.
I thought that.
Oh, we did. We did get a 2 foot.
The salmon fly fish.
Yeah,
was
we got the
2
2
right?
foot on. I thought it was 23 and a half, but Nate caught it and taped it, and I brushed mine, but it was 24 on the nose. We had a 23 and a half, 23 and 3/4. So the biggest one was 24.
Nice.
Yeah, biggest one I've ever had anybody get on a dry fly though. That was awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's a
super
huge
cool.
fish on a dry fly.
Yep.
Giant. Yeah.
It's a huge
Yeah.
fish,
It's
period.
a huge fish on a streamer. It's a
period.
huge
I
fish
don't-
on a Rapala. It's a
I
huge
will
fish.
never get tired of telling people stop with the acting like 2 foot's not a giant.
It is.
I
That's why I said
remember
I
when
didn't do-
20 was the word we used.
Yeah.
When 20 was like, what? You got
It
a
is a big
20?
fish.
I was talking to a guy the other day who's a buddy of mine, and we were just bullshitting about big fish. And I'm like, somebody made some comment about how I catch so many giant fish. I'm like, I don't catch so many giant fish. I hold them pretty good. They go, oh, you've posted like a bunch of fish close to 30 this year on your Instagram. I was like, I haven't gotten a 2-footer. I think I've gotten a couple around that like 22 range, 22 and a half, but no.
Really hard to break 22. 23 is
Yeah.
where it starts. 24 is like every inch after that is huge.
And there's somebody's looking at a photo of it going, that's 30 plus, and that means it's a huge fish.
Yep.
So,
It's
well, that's
tragic.
awesome.
Well, you're kind of like a carny. You've got small hands.
Tiny.
Yeah, tiny.
I kind of, yeah.
Carnies
Smell
have
like
small
very. Smell like cabbage.
Is that an Always Sunny joke? Is that
No,
what
I
that's
think
from?
that's from Austin Powers.
Is it really?
Yeah. Connie's small hands smell like cabbage. The circus folk, you know. Yeah.
What's your favorite movie to quote? If you had to pick one.
I don't know, man. It
Johnny
changes.
quotes every movie that's ever.
I don't
I
actually.
use Caddyshack the most because people get it. But
Yeah.
they all get Caddyshack.
Jaws is fun. I like
They don't.
Jaws.
They
I
don't
can't
get-
tell you how many times I've posted something online that you've said, and somebody's like, "Oh, I love the so and so reference." I thought that
Yeah,
was just
well, I would
Johnny.
say 98% of what I say is either bullshit or a reference from somewhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I make do.
in the same boat.
Yeah.
So Caddyshack, is that your answer?
That's just my answer that
Yeah.
I hear him.
I think it changes.
You do hundreds of them, but the ones that, when you need somebody to get the joke, it always comes out of that.
What do you think the most quotable movie is?
Oof, boy, that's a really tough one.
I'm probably going Step Brothers. I think that's it's
Never seen
so
it.
good.
Never heard of
Bermuda
it.
Fish Big?
Never even heard of it.
You've never seen Step Brothers?
Well, if I haven't heard of it, I probably haven't seen it either.
It's Will Ferrell. It's great. I'll send it to you. It's
I like
John
Will
C.
Ferrell.
Reilly. It's him and John C. Reilly, and they're 40-year-olds
Don't know
that
him.
their parents get married, and so they're both like loser children that move in together, and they just wreak havoc, and it's great.
It's a funny movie.
You got to watch it.
Pretty
It's
pertinent.
so,
For nowadays.
Yeah,
It's so good.
exactly. I'm pretty easily amused. That is a funny one. But either way, yeah. I don't know. It kinda,
Talladega Nights.
so
it was
good.
after Talladega that they made that.
I just think that is the funniest. I watched it twice in a row.
It's the same two guys. Just
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they're
I mean, it's one of the few movies I literally Like I come down, like I'm by myself at the house, right? And I'll watch that, and I have to stop. I cry laughing. I just
so good.
just say crepes. They really are pretty good.
It's like and we look forward
They're
to
like a little pancake. Really?
we look forward to the release next year of Mystic Mountain Blueberry. There's a lot of
Oh my God! It is so dumb.
That's his style, though.
It just hits me right in the.
It's so good.
Everything about it, the whole NASCAR theme.
Yeah. But you were asking, you don't know who John C. Reilly? John C. Reilly is the guy basically that plays the Magic
The gay
Man.
guy?
No.
Oh, Magic Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you
Shake
see
and
me?
bake.
No, you don't. Yeah.
But that makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's the gay guy?
That's Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah,
that's Borat, Bruno.
That's all right.
You haven't seen those either? Borat is another. That's an unbelievably quotable movie.
Oh, that was two people you were talking about.
No,
Sacha Baron Cohen.
He plays those two guys. You never seen him? He kidnaps Pamela Anderson.
Yeah,
puts her in the marriage.
Yeah.
Strong showing.
I don't think he really watched the LAG show. It doesn't sound
No,
like
probably
it.
not.
no,
You might like it though.
I'm sure I would. Everything you guys
No,
have.
you
But when I
probably
do
like
finally see it, I like it.
I bet you would like Borat, but not the Ali G show.
Yeah.
Are those just shows?
No, Borat's amazing.
Is that a show? Or?
Borat's a movie.
It's a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have something else?
Yeah. We'll wrap this one up. You guys have any closing remarks? Band of the week. Let's do movie of the week. I'm going Borat.
Wow. How do you do that? I know it's going to be one of three for you.
Thank
so
you.
Go for it.
Which one do you want to
I've
go
only
with?
seen 3 movies.
No, well, I mean,
I've seen them a lot and well.
I've got 2 films, one for each of you.
Yeah, that would be one of them.
Yeah.
What are your 3 movies?
Jeremiah Johnson.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
A la Josie Wales. It's like that. And
That's what, God, was it David? Yeah, David
I don't even
Matthew
know
on Instagram, he hit me up. He's hit me up a couple times asking when I'm going to finally watch The Outlaw Josie Wales. I haven't watched it yet.
You know, I wouldn't put Tombstone. I don't know. It'd be top 5.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a John Wayne movie. Probably Shootist.
The Shootist?
Yeah, that'd probably be my top. Kind of dig Pill Rider too, but that's a Clint movie.
Gotcha.
But that's just what I go with. I forgot.
Well, just pick one. Movie of the week.
Jeremiah Johnson.
There it is.
What's yours?
I'm going to go with, because nobody else has seen it. I mean, a lot of people have seen it, and you haven't seen it. Go watch Royal Tenenbaums. That's really good.
I need to watch that.
Yeah,
What?
it's a great one.
Royal
Royal Tenenbaums.
Tenenbaums.
It's a Wes Anderson movie. It's very funny.
Yeah, I never seen
Heard
it.
of him.
That's all right. You don't have to. It's hilarious.
Everyone I did watch one I really liked, The Beekeeper.
The Beekeeper.
It should be reality.
Gotcha.
Huh?
It's not the B movie.
No.
Do you know about the B movie?
I can't remember the guy's name.
Heavily memed movies on the internet because a guy falls in love with a bee and they have.
No, he's
The All-American Love
The
Story.
Beekeeper is a badass. He's his own agency. Basically, there's just a handful of these guys that are.
Oh,
made-
yeah, I've heard
Chris,
that.
is it Chris? He was the guy in.
I didn't watch it.
He's Christmas in Expendables would be Expendables.
What
1,
about
2,
Roadhouse?
Roadhouse is good. I watched that the other day too.
So you can only pick
I
one.
just can't watch it because when Patrick Swayze hits the heavy bag and stuff, it's just really not good. I just wish they would have taken that part out, but it was just really bad. But
So it kind of takes you out of the illusion.
yeah, it was really not fun. But yeah, the Beekeeper, he's Christmas and
Just go
super
with it.
handsome guy, karate guy. Oh shit, what's his name?
Jason Statham.
Yes.
Oh, actually.
Yes,
that's
him.
pretty good.
And it's and when the beehive's in jeopardy, that means the president, who happens to be a woman at this point, takes it out.
That doesn't take you out of the illusion?
No,
No, I was just kidding.
actually, it doesn't take out the president. It takes out his kid, who's a dipshit. But it's perfect.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm laughing at
There
my
you
own
go.
joke here. All right, well, that was a great episode. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Got a little sidetracked at the end, but that's fun stuff. So,
For whom?
What's that?
For whom?
Hopefully our listeners.
I
Hopefully
don't think
they
so.
enjoy.
I think there's 100 guys who just clicked off. But
Yeah, probably. But those who are still hanging with us, those are the real ones. So thanks for
appreciate
listening. Thanks, Johnny, for
Thank
showing
you guys.
That was fun.
Appreciate it.
Fun
We'll
stuff.
do it again.
last show
Yeah,
and
we'll do-
first show.
Huh?
Our last show, the 5th or 1-year anniversary and our first show of the second.
You only get one anniversary.
No shit,
Hope it
Jack.
helps you out.
Yeah, this is Johnny's marital. Johnny's marital. You don't get cards for anybody until you're married to them.
That's
and
not
you
true.
only get one
I never
anniversary.
said
You can't
that.
have an anniversary of.
You had like
the
6
first
anniversaries.
date.
The first
That was
the first time we had spaghetti together. The first time we went to the
I
herbal.
didn't have any of them.
It's hilarious. You get one anniversary. That's when you got hitched.
Yes.
Hope that helps you out. Thanks.
Goodbye.
See you next time.
Bye.